So yes, we just get the notification at the bottom from race control that he was disqualified from the session for going the wrong way, was Bart the Shark, so unlucky to him. We have a yellow flag in sector 3, I think it's just due to Welshie going slow. Craig didn't really improve there. Chaz is out on the mediums again. I wonder if he realises he's got a set of super softs that he can go on to. His Goblin's on his outlap as well. And everybody else is in the pit at the moment. I think they're just going to burn down some time and then go for one last burner lap at the end of the session. So Chazar with a 135.8 still, 4th place, that's pretty damn good of him. Goblin is going round now on his super sauce. Let's follow him through this lap and see if he can improve. I should expect him to improve. We've only got a couple of cars on track at the moment. I think Craig's just going round and round, just trying to get used to the track still, get some time improvement. We got 0.6 up on his previous time in his Goblin. Oh yeah, Capra's. It's been a while since we've seen super softs in Formula 1, hasn't it? It's been many years. Fantastic tyres, but a lot of action, a lot of high speed in this, but yeah, at the same time, they didn't last very long, did they? But yeah, chat, if you want to get involved, please just shout us a message. As I said, hopefully Silly will be with us shortly. I don't think he's going to be able to follow the session, but at least we'll have somebody in the commentary box apart from myself, as Goblin has executed that final sector beautifully. Krustos, Boandy and Welshie are now on all their outlaps, looking to obviously try and improve. This Goblin goes round with a 134.2, puts him top of the leaderboard. Fantastic lap there from Goblin. Very, very impressive. Following Craig in sector 3. Looks like he's just taking it easy at the moment. He's just getting some lap time and practicing as he dives his ART into the pits. Let's see who's furthest up. So we're going to be on board with Boandy, as he's furthest up on the track at the moment, on the super softs as well. So he'll be wanting to move up the leaderboard quite a bit. Will Boandy? He's again a lot of talent. He just he seems to have been unlucky in the last few events. Let's see how he copes in the F2 at the moment. So he's half a second up on his all the time on the mediums, so it's a good start from him. It can only get better. Venom's gone out for his outlap. He'll be on the super softs as well. And he lines up for the last corner. DRS is open. He puts himself second, very respectable, with a 1:35.248. So we're on board with Welshie. He tries to improve his time of 1:36.8. Christos has just pitted in, so obviously didn't feel like his lap was going anywhere. We'll be trying to save the tyres for the race. Got to remember, these tyres will be used in the race as well, so you've got to be a bit careful with how you use them in qualifying. And Welshie doesn't improve. He's half a second down on his previous time. As we're going to go on board with Venom now. Do love those Carlings, they look really nice. He's already half a second up. Venom is going to be, I think, the closest threat to Goblin on this run. Nice and tidy from Venom round there. He's really got that car pinned. That setup must be really suiting him right now. DRS wide open, 6th gear down into 3rd. Nice and tidy, uses the runoff very well. And again, literally inch perfect with that car. Second to last corner for Venom. As he winds it up, puts it a bit wide, might have compromised his line just a little bit. DRS wide open down the straight. Let's see how he can improve on his time if he can. And he goes top with a 1:34.1 rapid time from Venom with only 5 minutes left on the clock. That could be the time to take him through to pole, as we're on board with Chaz at the moment, who's already 4/10 up on his previous time as he goes into sector 3. Solid line there from Chaza. Chaza with a 1:34.7, putting him in 3rd place. Extremely respectable from Chaza there. Just following Craig, he's out in the mediums. He's just looking for lap time by the look of it. Not even lap time, just laps. So he will not be improving, I don't think, on his 1:41.42. No, 4:42 I should say, sorry. Hey, what? He wasn't too far off. Give him that one. So we've got Crustos, who's out on his outlap at the moment. He's on the Super Soft, so he'll be wanting to improve on 7th place. Okay, we're going to bring Blaine in for a chat, so if you just bear with me a wee second. Good evening, Blaine. Welcome to the commentary box.
You alright, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Venom's just went faster than Goblin again with a 1:34.191. So I think that might have been
I've actually just been watching.
I think that might have been an older time. I think because I went back into the menu, it decided it was going to tell me something I already knew. Are you missing out on this one, Blaine, or are you quite happy you're just sitting out and getting to watch for once?
I'm quite happy to just sit out, keep myself ready for tomorrow.
We've had a spin. Crustos on his fast lap on the Super Softs has spun it at the end of sector 1. Oops, that's not so good.
Yeah.
3 minutes left on the clock. He'll be wanting to improve on 7th place.
Pressure's getting to some of them. They need to be careful with the tyres as well. Tyres is going to be a big thing in this race.
It is, and I wonder if half the drivers realise that yes, they may have 2 sets of super softs, but one will have to be used in the race. So I think maybe Goblin knows about this. Venom maybe as well. I think they've just set their times on 1 set, but I do think some of the drivers have gone through the 2nd set.
Towards the end of this race, it should be really good because they should all be bunched up, depending. Because DRS is a huge thing around this track and slipstream. If you can keep in someone's DRS and slipstream in these cars, that's huge.
It's going to be massive. You're absolutely spot on there, and that's the wonderful thing about this compared to the F1 is, you know, it's really down to the drivers and how you set the car up. There's no performance difference whatsoever. It is the man behind the wheel and how he set that car up that's going to make all the difference. But you're right with DRS and using the slipstream. It's going to be something else as Crostos comes into the pit with 1 minute 43 left on the clock. I don't think he's going to have time for another run.
No, it takes too long. It takes too long to enter the pits and come out. I don't think he's going to get another run unless somebody stays out. He could get through to another run if somebody stays out.
I don't think anyone is going to cross the line. Well, I mean, even if he does get that, it's 1:14 until the flag drops. By the time he refills, maybe puts another set of boots on, he's not going to have enough time to come out that pit, do a lap, and then cross the line to start his fast lap. So I think he's going to be sat in 7th. Chaza, he's going for, I think, he's out in a brand new set of Super Softs. His 2nd set, he's currently 3rd with a 1:34.735. 48 seconds left on the clock of this session.
Yeah, it's going to be nice, to be fair, to see actually what Chaza can do today, seeing as he's my new teammate in F1.
Yeah, very good. Curse to the commentator there. He's 1.8 seconds down on his fast time, and he's backed off of his lap. For 3rd place, respectable for Chaz, just new to the series. As I said, he's not done a run in the F1s yet. He is your new teammate. I've got some high prospects for Chaza as the season continues, I think.
Yeah, we've been speaking quite a bit privately and like getting things down to tune with setups and stuff coming for Sunday, so should be a good race.
That's it. So you're looking to see the Merc boys back in business. You're going to be challenging for that, as well as driver's title, the constructors title this season. Then
definitely, yeah. It was just a shame I couldn't get in the points last week, but hey ho, things happen.
That's racing, isn't it? But hopefully, with Bahrain, you're looking strong there. Could be a turnaround.
Yeah, I've got really good pace. To be honest with you, I am quite struggling when it gets to like the end of the stint.
Yeah.
That's going to be a huge play tomorrow as well. I think it's going to be a 2-strap strategy, just on the pure fact of how much tyre wear there is.
I think it's completely true. Their Sector 2 does eat through your tyres. It's like a roller coaster going through there, and we saw yesterday as you came through. At the start of the Sector 2, as you came downhill, you lost the back end of the Mercedes quite heavily.
Yeah, it's like you swing it too wide, grab the curb a little bit, you're losing the back end just because of the bump, and you just lose all downforce and lose the back end when
I think
you go into the braking zone. So
yeah, I've done that myself a couple of times in some practice runs. As I said, as you come into that left-hander, and if you sneak just a bit too much curb there, you just totally unsettle the car. The back end skips out, and you're a passenger.
Yeah, it's same with the uphill right-hander, just going into Sector 3 tomorrow. I think that's going to be a very, very challenging one for people on old tyres.
Yep. So it's going to be consistency, it's going to be tyre management. I can't see fuel being too much of a problem, because I think at this point, once you get a few laps into the Grand Prix...
Yeah, when it settles down and everyone's got a bit of time between each other, I think you're going to see people putting it in lean.
Yeah, exactly.
Just purely because of traction.
Yep, so at the end of qualifying we have Venom on pole in the Carling, Goblin 2nd in the Virtuoso, Chaza in 3rd in the ART, Boandi 4th in the Dams, and they skipped the session so quick I couldn't see the rest of the grid. Thanks guys. Thanks guys. Should have maybe noted that one in the pre-race briefing. What can you do, What can you do? As we'll go back into the grid settings there, we just switched screen there while the information was coming up. I'd wished I'd left it open now so I could have screenshotted it, but never mind. So, yeah, we're going to have the 17-lap feature race now. The session looks like it's going to be starting. This is going to be interesting because I would say the top 10 is going to be reversed. We have 10 drivers.
Oh.
So no matter how this finishes...
Slowest comes first.
Yeah, Craig could be on for his first official pole position.
Am I actually alright to join the spectator in the server?
If we can get you an invite, I believe we can, if we do it quick enough. So they're going to do the formation lap, which gives me just enough time. Where are you? I hate Steam's freaking Blaine. Can I invite? Maybe if I do the invite to watch. I don't know how that works because that might be live. Unfortunately, they have.
I think that'll stream to me on Steam.
Yeah, I can't physically invite you. It would have to be Welshie because he set the lobby up. So the starting order is. So the starting order will be Venom, Goblin, Chazza, Bwandy, Dorosab, F Brown, Crustos, Welshie, Craig, and Bert, who was disqualified from qualifying. This is going to be fun. Let's see if they get their tyres warmed up. Bwandy has left the session. He has been disqualified. And then there was 9. Hopefully he's going to be on the grid. And he hasn't actually physically left the session.
Yeah, it does look like I'm only going to be able to just watch it off the stream, so...
Oh no. Hopefully there's not too much of a delay.
I think it's only like a 2 or 3 second delay or something like that. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's better than the 20 that's currently running on Twitch. So Bwandy has joined back again. Looks like he's just had his usual potato internet connection. Between him and the Ferrari boys, I don't know who's got the worst internet connection. Throw your bets in for the end of the season on that one, ladies and gents. So, and this is going to be the funky thing. Venom is starting on the mediums on pole. Goblin's on the super softs right behind him. Venom has set a stonking lap on the harder set of tyres, but they have kind of jumped up and got to the grid before anyone else. So if I set that up, you should be able to see that.
Yeah, I've got that now.
There you go. It shouldn't affect me too much having 2 streams open. The internet should be able to handle it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Everything goes... Come on, Welshie, do it for SVG. The Onyx Marksman, welcome along to the stream. And yes, for Shadowverse Gaming, our partners now. I'm glad to have them on board. But here we go.
What was the crack with that? I actually never found out like what even happened.
2 seconds, our lights out for the first F2 go. And I think Bwandy had an absolute shocker of a start. He's gone backwards down the grid. As Goblin looks to go up the inside of Venom into turn 1. As we're on board with Chaz at the moment, still sticking third. We have a yellow flag into turn 1. Who's going backwards? Craig, Burt. Oh god, there's a massive pile up at turn 1.
Oh dear.
Venom is backwards. Bwandy is backwards.
Yeah, I think you're going to see quite a few people just boxing for the mediums and just seeing if they can see the race out.
Exactly. At the moment, my lap timer has gone crazy. Now it's sorted itself out. So Goblin's down into 8th from 2nd of the grid. No, he hasn't. I do apologise. My leaderboard thing is all over the shop right now. He hasn't got a clue where anybody is. You know what? I'm just going to leave it because it's just said that Burt is in 1st, 9th, 8th, 9th and 8th. Yeah, let's just roll with it. It's Craig. That's not Craig. Craig's had a spin. Oh no. And his front wing looks damaged. Yeah. Looks like he's lost an end plate on the ART. Captain Hayes with Ferrari boys have the worst internet for sure. Well, if that's one of the Ferrari boys saying that, that's it. And Craig's... Oh dear. Craig's had an horrible one. Oh dear, Craig.
What is going off, mate?
I don't know. I mean, Welshie's up in 3rd by the looks of my timing sheets, as we're going to actually follow some action now. Bart up in 7th from starting dead last.
Yeah, it looks like Chaz has dropped down into P6.
He has. I think he got a bit involved in that rough and tumble. His Goblins pulling out on Venom. But again, as we said, Goblin's on the super softs, Venom started on the medium, so he's going to have the advantage in the second half of this race with the lighter car and the fresher, faster tyres.
It does look like that Venom is playing the long run, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's just dropping back, looking after his tyres, keeping a nice gap between Welsh. He's got, to be honest, I'd like to say that he's in a net P1 at this moment.
It is. And if he can keep that kind of gap close to Goblin, anything's going to go at the end of this race.
Yep.
And another thing about Formula 2 is they must take their pit stop in the feature race, and they have to do it after lap 6. You can't come into the pits any time before that.
Oh dear.
Craig's still running with a broken wing. He's stayed out on track. Oh! Crostos has bent it. He's lost his entire front wing by the looks of it.
Dear.
Oh, that's both end plates have came off. There's debris on the track.
I think that might bring a safety car out.
I think you might be right. There's a lot of damage to the front of that car. But as I said, Craig, with half a wing missing, is just braving it. He's not coming in. I think he's going to hold out until his pit stop.
To be honest, there's not that much time split between them.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's got nothing to lose.
I know.
He knows he's not the quickest driver on the grid. He's out for experience, so why not just keep it going?
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't do what happened in Melbourne in the F1 that led to your unfortunate and untimely demise in the Mercedes, is the slower driver getting in your way. As you see, Venom is catching Goblin on the harder tyre. A DRS is now enabled. It's all going to start kicking off here, folks.
Yeah. Them super softs, they do wear off really quick. They've got like 2 laps, like ultimate pace in them, but if you're pushing them for them 2 laps, they ain't gonna hold out.
Exactly, and after doing some test running on the medium tyre, they can go a hell of a long time.
They can, but after like laps 8 and 9, they do just drop in pace by like 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, you're totally spot on there, and it's one of those just instant. It's not even a gradual decline.
It's
just drop.
Yeah, they just instantly drop away from you, and you just lose in the back end because the upshifts in these cars are just so much more aggressive.
Yep, as we're on board with Crustos, another set of mediums in a change of front wing. Yep. Weird animation glitch there, looking like he's had like 8 pairs of tyres on for the ultimate grip upgrade. Gotta love how this game does things. Goblin's put his foot down, he's just cleared another half second on Venom in that last half lap alone. But look at the gap those two are pulling on Welsh in third.
Yeah.
That is...
Welsh is still in this though, to be honest, because all it takes is one little mistake.
Yeah, I mean, what happens if those two have a little...
So I mean, all it takes is for them two to start fighting, and then Welsh is straight back in it.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope they... let's not hope. I mean, what happens if they do something along the lines of what the Ferrari boys did in the F1 practice yesterday? That was brilliant to watch those two. So Dorosab's catching Welshie, Bwandi's catching Dorosab. It's all going to kick off for the final podium spot as Goblin and Venom are... They're off in another race. They're off, they're gone.
Yeah, Venom's just keeping the pace behind, so he's not in the dirty air, and he's just looking after his tyres by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. He's keeping them brakes nice and cool, keeping the tyre cool, keeping the engine cool. Sorry, not the car, the tyres. We've got El Tato 81 in the chat who's chanting for Dorosab. So we've got a bit of a Dorosab fan in there. We'll wing them on for you. Is Craig's gone into the pits for replacement tyres maybe and a replacement nose. He should technically come out ahead of Crustos. As Chaz has had a little drop down. I wonder if he's had a bit of a Spinala moment. Car's looking good. That front left's not looking too happy. Has Chaz got a puncture?
Don't know.
That front left is not looking happy on Chaz's car.
I know.
He's got a puncture.
Yeah, he's got a puncture. That'll be from the debris.
It will be. Oh, drama at Albert Park in this F2 race. We've had collisions. We've got punctures now for Chaza, and what upset because he started so well. Oh, he's not going to get stopped. Oh no, Chaz. Oh dear. And this is obviously going to start playing into Burt the Shirt. He's going to start coming into play. Crostos as well. I think Burt might have a chance of overtaking Chaz during this pit stop. We'll have to see, but he should come out ahead of Crostos and Craig. But yeah, it'll be fun to hear on the briefing where he got that puncture from. We're going to go back to this race. Well, she's going wide there. Very wide and very tight, but he is starting to pull a bit of a gap slightly on Dorosab, but not much. Sector 2 we have a yellow flag. Is anyone dropping down? No, it doesn't look like it.
In the last lap, Venom's gained 8/10 on Goblin.
Oh, Bwandy's got ahead of Dorosab. So Bwandy's on the push after having a horror start. I don't know if you saw that one, Blaine, but he bogged down at the start and went backwards. He just didn't engage the clutch. The car, like, either he just lit the wheels up or he just didn't have enough power on and he went backwards. We have a yellow flag in sector 3. Anyone dropping off the pace badly? Doesn't look like it. Looks like someone just went a bit wide. So the main battle is going to be between these three, I think. The rest of the field is really spaced out. And we've still got 12 laps to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the best thing Welshie can hope for at this minute, with the pace that he's currently at, is a safety car to bunch him back up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's all he can hope for at the moment. But they're all on mediums, so, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, it's just a big game of who can make your tyres last the longest at the moment.
Who's off track there? Craig. Craig has binned it on the first turn. Oh no. Hopefully he's not got any more damage. Let's have a little look at it. I think he's missing another end plate. ART are going to run out of front wings at this point. Yep.
Yeah, missing his front right end plate.
Yep, he's obviously gone a bit too hot into that corner, or maybe got in the way, but that's already put him a lap down. It's a bit of a shame. As Venom's now starting to close the gap on Goblin a little bit. But we're going to go to this battle because Bwandy is right on the gearbox of Welshie.
Bwandy's driving a brilliant race at the minute.
He is. Oh, super defensive from Welshie, but this is leaving the door open for Dorosab as well down this straight. Oh.
Oh no, this is never going to end well.
Oh, he's gone round Dorosab's contact with the back end of Bwandy. He's gone round. That's it. Put Brown up another spot. Oh, you called it out there, Blaine. You called it out.
It never ends well. It never ends well.
You just can't go dive bombing there as Bwandy comes in on Welshie. Oh, great defensive drive there from Welshie.
Makes me think if Brown's actually got damage from that.
I think Dorosab would have had the damage. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He is dropping off the pace quite heavily. Let's have a look. No, he seems to be okay. He's just obviously getting his senses back.
Yeah, he'll just overheated his tyres.
Goblin's just out the pits on a fresh set of the mediums, so that'll see him for the next 10 laps.
Yeah, unfortunately though, Goblin's just dropped right back into the traffic.
Yeah, he's going to have to fight past these guys because they're not going to need to pit for at least another 5 laps, I'd say. But look at this. This squabble between Welshie and Bwandy is leaving the door open for Brown, who, by the looks of things, is absolutely hammering that car around this circuit right now.
Yeah, he is. He's pushing it to the limits. He's... Look at him.
This is fantastic. His first race in the series, one of our, main F2 drivers. He's going to put on a little show by the looks of things because this is for the last podium spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I actually find this quite exciting, to be honest with you. It's almost as exciting as the F1 races.
To be fair, they are quite close. Same with the F1 races.
Yep. Bwandy on Welshie. Welshie has the inside line. He's trying to squeeze Bwandy into the braking point. Welshie's gone wide. And that will promote Bwandy and Brown up into what will be on track 3rd and 4th respectively. Welshie dropping down to 5th. And Goblin is already on the tail of Welshie.
Buandi did a brilliant job there, just putting him under pressure. That was all that caused that.
That's exactly it. There's nothing malicious in there. You're completely right. Just picked his breaking point. Welsh under pressure, didn't pick his, and yeah, reluctantly gave up position as Mr. Brown is he's already over the back of Buandi. This is going to be another tight one. Venom 20 seconds ahead, almost 21 seconds ahead. He's off.
Yeah, Goblin's just caught up to the back of Welshie now after him going off the back of the track.
Yeah. Fresher tyres. Will Welshie do the nice thing? Just let him by? No point racing him because the pit stops to come up for Welshie? Or is he just going to, you know, make Goblin's life a bit of a misery and let Venom kind of pull ahead even more? Oh! And there we go. Goblin gets past.
Yeah, he's just run a little bit wide.
Oh, and Welshie's absolutely Daniel Ricciardo'd it, and yeah, he's unfortunately ended it with a Max Verstappen. The pressure's got to Welshie, I think.
Yeah, he just needs to take a chill pill, calm himself down, and just settle back into the race.
I completely agree with you there. Buandi taking a bit of a naughty corner cut. That'll be his first warning from the stewards for that one. 3 of them, and you will get a 5-second time penalty added to the end of your race. So don't think I'm not watching you, Brandy. Don't think I'm not watching you. This is tight. Looks like, you know, Brown has really found his rhythm in this race.
Yeah, it's really starting to look like it. He
Chazza,
struggled at the start, but he's now seeming to just catch up, and he's honestly keeping up with the pace of the race.
he is, dude. It's like he's came alive at this midpoint of the race, which should make a tantalising end once the rest of the grid makes its pit stops. Now this is a tight battle, but we're going to switch back to Brandy and Brown because they're close.
Yeah, there's 2 tenths between them at this point.
Brandy under pressure here from Bristol Brown as he comes up, tanking up the inside here. This is the third gear left right-hander. Oh, that's tight. Again,
Brilliant racing from these two, honestly.
Yeah, very, very respectful driving. You're spot on here. Doesn't look to do the dive bomb. He's gonna wait, take his time. Beautiful corner, but Brandy with a huge exit there. Fantastic. And look who's lurking in the background.
Yeah, Goblin's starting to catch up to these two because, as we say, they're fighting and they're so close, so they're missing some braking points, and Goblin's just really taking advantage of that.
Yeah, he can smell it. Venom will have to pit in at some point soon as we have Brown going down the inside of Brandy. It's, you know, best of the last breakers here. Oh, this is fantastic to watch. Well done, Brandy. Perfect line through there, holding Brown back behind. Now here's going to be the funny thing. If the reverse grid stays like this, Craig's going to be on pole with Crustos in second, and Chaz is going to be on third again. Third time lucky, maybe?
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
DRS wide open for Brown. Hammering it. I don't think Brandy's got a defence here going into the first corner, but he's going to try. I think Brown will have the DRS for the second part. Yes, he will. And look, there he is, Goblin, right behind them.
Oh, that's tight fitting both of them through there.
Great driving though, absolutely great driving. Dorisab's just kind of fallen off there in 6th, nothing special coming from him. Welsh is the same, Bart the Shirt's kind of staying about the same. Chazza staying about the same behind him. You know, the field's kind of found its balance as Goblin tries to move on Buandi. Buandi's under a lot of pressure, making a lot of mistakes back there.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Goblin? Was that a little nudge from Brandy that just maybe put Goblin off a bit? He doesn't need that right now while he's on the charge against Venom.
No, it's good, mate.
But Goblin's having none of it. That was a fantastic run through the S's there. Wow.
Oh dear.
He absolutely pushed that car at its limits, and he has made it paid off. He's up into 3rd right now.
To be fair, Goblin really does need to start getting a move on though, because you can see the time between Venom.
Yep.
And it's gonna be tight.
Chaz Bwandy. Sorry, Bwandy's in for a swapperoo of the tyres. He's going to go to the end on the super soft by the looks of things. You're right. Between that, it's almost 26 seconds between Venom and Goblin right now, and that is not enough time to catch up on a pit stop.
How long?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, Silly. How are you doing?
Very well indeed. I've just been down in the pit lane here watching the drivers going around, and there's some fascinating things going on here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's a lot of people that boxed prior to the lap 6.
Was there? I didn't notice this.
Yeah, there was quite a few people that had come into the pits there before lap 6, so we might be seeing a lot more pit stops in the latter stages of this race.
Maybe the actual physical rules do not apply to the game, which is that's not surprising, really, is it? It's just a game, but so far the action has been tight for quite a small grid, which hopefully we want to increase for next weekend.
It's been an absolutely exceptional race so far.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not replacing you with Blaine.
No. Thank you very much, Blaine, for standing into me. I had some technical issues on my end. I'm ad hoc at the moment. But yeah, I've been watching and it's been unbelievable. And Blaine, you've done an amazing job in the commentary box as well.
Thank you.
It's alright, we're going to keep you here, Blaine. We like you. It's good to have 3 voices in. You know, I just need to do some quick tweaking because, by gosh, you're quite loud at the moment with the new setup. I'm going to turn Blaine up and then hopefully that should balance everybody out. There we go.
My apologies. Yeah, I did just jump in with Welshie quickly just to check my levels, and he said I was okay. So apologies for that.
Yeah, it's all right. I already had you set quite loud after yesterday, so I had to turn you down a little bit.
I think I compensated for the yesterday issue as well. So.
Welshie's in the pits. He's going for his set of super softs. Dorisav is also in for a set of super softs.
Oh, sorry. I'm contractually supposed to announce. These are my own words, and what an amazing job Welshie did defending against Brandy for so long.
Until he made 2 horrible mistakes and left 2 drivers past. Absolutely.
Your words are not mine.
Doris Savage came out behind Bert the Shirt. Bert the Shirt is right behind Welshie with Chazza behind both of them. I do believe that Bert and Chazza may have to make another pit stop. But these guys being on the super softs, and that's F Brown 3-second time penalty. He's obviously been skipping some corners, so naughty. Venom's pitted. There we go, guys. This is the battle we want to be seeing: is Venom pitting, and who's going to come out in front? Is it going to be him or Goblin?
Yeah, it actually looks like Brown's just been awarded a penalty.
He has. I think it's due to corner cutting. So he must have been doing quite extreme corner cutting to get the warning as he comes into the pits anyway. So this is going to be the battle. Goblin versus Venom. Who's going to come out on top here?
Yeah, you've got to understand here that Venom's going to have brand new tyres, whereas Goblin's been on these tyres for quite a while now.
Venom's out in front. Venom is out in front. He's got ahead of Goblin, and as you said, Venom is on the super softs to Goblin's mediums. This looks like the race is in the bag for Venom if he doesn't make a mistake.
Venom's got a lot to prove after last weekend's shambles in qualifying. Not 100% his fault. The weather caught everybody off guard there, but he has said multiple times during this week that he needs to, make up for it on tomorrow's race. So maybe he's just trying to get back into that groove today.
I'll tell you what, if it's anything to do with his qualifying session today, he's getting there. It was a phenomenal lap. He's bossed this race, and yeah, he's he qualified on the mediums. And this is why he's in this position now where he can run out the rest of the race on these super softs. 5 laps remaining here at Albert Park in the long run race of this 2-race stint. We'll have the sprint race just afterwards. Goblin is already falling behind Venom. He's 1.6 seconds behind. They are coming up on the back of Craig by the looks of things. As Krustos is in the pits, he is going on to a set of... Is that a set of hearts? I can't see. tyres he got on? Super softs. I was wondering that. Craig's running slow. He's letting the leaders pass. Good man, Craig.
Yeah, that's very sporting with Craig there. Obviously knows that
Is he going to get the
still
run on
trying to get up
Crustos
the pace
though?
at the moment.
Oh. Nah, he's decided not to race him. Fair enough, Craig. Good on you, mate.
I believe Craig's a lap down, isn't he?
He is a lap down. Yeah, he's just staying out the way, so he's been the right gentleman driver. Oh, good on him indeed. But the way it stands is Andy's been banging out fast lap after fast lap in the effort to catch Mr. Brown. As it stands, Craig will be on pole for race 2. Which is going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's going to be, should we just say interesting? Because it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, that I don't think there actually is any other way you could explain that.
I don't know, I think I'd have a go at saying it's interesting in multiple levels. So it's all very well being not the fastest of lappers. You can also be a very good defender. So you're going to see in the reverse race.
Oh,
your
the
people's
shirt
like
had
you,
went round. Sorry, boys, but the shirt has gone round in sector 1.
Oh dear.
Sorry, you were saying
carry on.
Interrupted you. Sorry.
Your Dorosabs and your Chazas and your Welshies, they may be middle of the field, but if they're up at the front, they are also quite hard defenders. So it's then going to come back to you may be fast on one lap, but how quick are you actually getting through the traffic?
Exactly. Craig's lost it on the pit entrance. And he's doing a Mr. Bean trying to get that car turned around to get into the pits.
We hasn't done the blame then.
You had to bring that up.
Sorry, my apologies. I thought my mic was muted then. Sorry about that.
Dorosab is hunting Welshie down at the moment for 5th place. Welshie was on for a podium, but not entirely sure what happened to him. Just a bit of nerves, because it was kind of back-to-back mistakes that put him down a couple of positions after his defensive malarkey, shall we say. He did a good job. I'll give him that. He did a really good job, but just a couple of minor mistakes like the other drivers passed, and it's put him in a bit of a situation now where he's going to be fighting Dorosab.
Well, he's from Somerset, so.
What, you think he's been on the apple cider this evening? So I'm going to call it now with 3 laps to go, or 2.5. Venom, 6 seconds ahead of Goblin, with a 20-second gap to Mr. Brown, but I do have the feeling that he may need to pit again. He's come from nowhere, I'm not sure. Let me have a little look at the statistics. Nope, they've all done 1 stop. He has done his stops. And
Yeah,
even with his penalty, he's going to finish on the podium.
There's only 1.5 seconds in that penalty though, so there's still plenty of time here for B-Wandy to pull this back into the podium.
Very true. If he can try to keep that up a little bit. So let's have a look.
Money would be on Brandy to take that position.
It would be, yeah. We'll just have to see how it goes. Craig, unfortunately, 2 laps behind the leaders at the moment. So the main winner out of this so far will be Mr. Brown with he's increased his positions by 3. Welshie's gone up by 3 positions. But the shirt's gone up by 2 positions, and the biggest loser out of everyone is Chazza, dropping down 4 positions from his starting spot. And he's done 11 laps on his medium tyre, so he stopped very early.
Yeah, I've just seen what Skilly put in the Gellity put in the chat.
Don't worry, at Bahrain Blaine, if I completely mess up, it will definitely be you that I will fully send into the wall at 300 kilometers an hour.
Don't.
Just to
Not
revert
again.
back to the fact that you said Chaz has been on them tyres for 11 laps. That means he definitely didn't pit on lap 6.
Yeah, he's pitted early. We're going to skip
Which
to...
means he needs to pit again if the rules are correct.
I don't think this is going to fully follow the rules. That might just be for a 100% race, for a full F2 race. Sector 1, we have an accident who has... I was going to look at Craig there, but he was actually in Sector 2. Welshie and Dorisab are they're hunting each other down. We're on to the last lap now, so they're close.
Yeah. Welsh is just trying to get the best points he can at this minute.
Yeah, he's looking for everything he can get. As much as I want to go to the leaders, this is going to be a fantastic way to end it. Venom is coming around to the last couple of corners now. Goblin almost 10 seconds behind. Bwandy's dropped 3 seconds on Mr. Brown as well, so third place is going to be his, the last spot on the podium. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic race to watch to the end here between Welsh and Dorisab.
It's definitely lived up to all expectations. Me, this afternoon, I was super excited for this race. I knew it was going to be unbelievable between all of these people with such different cars, such different standards.
And as you said earlier on, a lot of these guys are, you know, midfield drivers in the F1, so anything can kind of go. Anyone's expected to win. As we can confirm, Venom has won the first round of the ORL F2 seasons. Congratulations, with Goblin in second place. Mr. Brown will be crossing the line very soon with Bwandy. If he actually gets to the end of this lap, will be a respectable 4th place. Big F. Mr. Brown crosses the line. Oh, Dorisab, what are you doing? Bwandy finishes 3rd. Bwandy in... I'm getting myself confused now. Venom wins, Goblin 2nd, Mr. Brown 3rd, Bwandy 4th, Welshie 5th, Dorisab 6th, Chaza 7th, Bert the Shirt will be 8th, Krustos in 9th, and Craig will come 10th, which means for the sprint race it will be Craig in pole, Krustos 2nd, Bert the Shirt 3rd, Chaza 4th, Dorisab 5th, Welshie 6th, Bwandy 7th, Mr. Brown 8th, Goblin 9th, and Venom at the back of the grid starting in 10th. This is going to be an interesting turn 1, ladies and gents. Well, I'm just putting it out there right now.
It's going to be an interesting turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
It's going to be a very interesting first 3 laps, shall we say.
Yeah. Driver of the day, Welshie. Well done, Welshie. Well deserved. And well deserved to everyone there on the grid. As much as only 10 of you turned up, all 10 of you did a fantastic job. Congratulations to y'all. Venom and Goblin, great.
It's not very often I agree with the driver of the day of the Codemasters algorithm, but I totally agree with that. That was absolutely a brilliant drive by Welshie, up there in 3rd for quite a lot of the race.
Totally agree. A couple of minor mistakes dropped him down, but we all do it. And I agree with you as well with the Codemasters algorithm. I mean, every time I race, I should be driver of the day. That's basically how it should go. So we're going to take our little break screen until we're all ready to go for race number 2. Oh, this is very good actually. It will tally the points up for us. This is brilliant. So Venom gets 4 points for qualifying, 25 points for round 1, and 2 points for the fastest lap in round 1, which gives him 31 points already. But we have race 2, ladies and gents, the sprint race. Pit stop is not necessary, so a tyre choice may be critical at the start. We may see some guys starting on the super soft and maybe ending it on set of mediums, or starting off the mediums, swapping out to super softs. Who knows?
I would like to just mention that the fact that there's no tyre stop necessary really does play into the more experienced drivers' hands. If they can make them tyres last, then they don't have to pit. They're automatically saving themselves pretty much 30 seconds in the race, which is game breaking.
Yeah, exactly. And as we've seen from here, the pit stops make all the difference. I think if Goblin hadn't been held up in traffic, he would have taken the lead. But the fact that Venom had the tyre advantage at the end of that race, I think we could have called that as a Venom win from the start, really. I mean, the fact that he qualified on the mediums on pole says a lot about his talent around this track in this car.
I agree, yeah, totally. And we'll now get to see a Venom and a Goblin fighting from the back to the front, and we'll see which one is the better on this circuit, getting past the traffic. What's your opinions, Blake?
It all depends on how defensive people are going to play it, to be honest. I can see Welsh here. This is one of his best chances to jump on the podium this race. I feel like he's going to do really well, and I also feel like Venom, I think him and Goblin will have another close battle and charge themselves through the field by the end of the race.
It looks like we have a bit of a random grid going on here. Goblin and Venom 7th and 8th. I think Krustos and Craig are down in 9th and 10th because they finished over a lap behind the leaders. I think that's how that is. Yeah, that's how it's ended up. So it is a reverse grid from 1 to 8, not 1 to 10. So whoever fed me that information earlier on, making me think that I was wrong, I hate you. I hate you. It is the first 8 will have a reverse grid.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation going into the beginning of this Grand Prix, and there's a lot of things flying around, and we said, well, we'll just have to work it out when we come to it, and there we go. That's proof in the pudding that it is 1 to 8.
I thought so. Somebody said to me it was the first 10. I was like, no. I'm pretty sure they changed that in 2019 to the top 8.
I believe that's what it's going to be in 2021.
Ah.
We're running on 2019 rules for this game.
I was watching the F2 last year, and it was always the top 8 for me, but I wasn't going against this hat that somebody searched it on Google, so I wasn't going to argue. Google's always right, you know? But this is still going to be an interesting fight. I mean, Venom and Goblin now don't have to get past Krustos and Craig, but they still have Mr. Brown, Bwandy, Welshie, Dorosab, Chaza, and Bert the Shirt to get past. And
in my personal opinion, I think this is Brandy's best chance to show what he's got. He's starting 3 places above the won the last race.
That's if Welsh can stay on the track.
He's got that advantage. If he can get past Welshie into turn 1, I don't think Dorosab or Chaza will hold much of a hope holding him back. I think Brandy's got to push. He should be close to leading the race at the beginning of the first lap. Otherwise, you know, serious questions can be asked of the McLaren team principal.
I totally agree with you. Just jumping into the chat there, seeing what the spectators are saying. JM Orley, hi. Hello back to you. The console, we're not playing on console. This is a PC league. So yeah, we're all playing on PC here. Thanks, Nexus. Glad to see you're here, Nexus. Shame that you're not joining us this evening. So we're going to go on board here with Bert as he comes off pole.
Bert's not a slow guy either.
He's not. He put in a bang of a qualifying lap before getting disqualified. So we are off with the F2 sprint race here at Albert Park. Going round the outside. Let's see how much carnage is going to get caused. We've got someone round already. 2 folk round. We have Welshie has gone round and Venom has gone round. So not the best start for either driver. Welshie has wing damage. Oh, we have another car going backwards. Is that Craig? Craig's going backwards. Oh no. Oh, crunch. I think Craig's had enough. No, he's still going to keep going. Unfortunate. Yeah. We've had accidents galore so far.
Yeah, just watching the replay there, Venom and just tapped the back end of Welshie and just automatically spun them both round.
Oh, Wandy and Mr. Brown getting a wee bit tight. Can't put that against Venom there. It is turn 1. It's a racing incident.
Oh, 100%, yeah. It was just a tap of the tyres. There was...
Yeah, it wasn't intentional. There was no malicious intent there as Krustos gets round the outside of Bwandy. So we were egging on Blandy for a very good second race here. He had the opportunity to go up the field. He's done the polar opposite. As we're going to go up to the front, as Bert Shirt is still leading from Borisad. Oh, sector 3. Somebody's got a yellow flag somewhere. Somebody just went a bit wide. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Welshie is going to dive into the pits. Technically, Welshie could go onto the super softs, and if he's careful, he could run them to the end. But he has to be gentle on them.
This is Welshie we're talking about.
Okay, so he should really go into the hardest compound humanly possible. Preferably concrete. So Chaz are currently in third place, trying to fend off Goblin. Now this will sit in Goblin's favour, with Venom being down in 8th right now. And a little bit back, he might have damage, and he might have been unsettled after that incident, but I bet at the same time he's also feeling a bit guilty about hitting the back of Welshie. As we said, there was no ill malice at all in that incident. It's like Goblin trying to squeeze up the outside of Chazza there, and Chazza being a very, very defensive drive, shutting the door. Good on him. Blaine, what's your take on the start of this race so far?
Really unfortunate for Welshie at the start of this race, but like you say, it's just one of them things. But Bert the Shirt's doing really well, holding out front at the minute, and Dorosab looks like he's starting to catch him. Chaz is actually quite doing well, holding position as well, but early days. We'll see what happens.
As you say that, sorry to interrupt, Goblin gets past Chazza, but you know, Goblin is a ridiculously fast driver. Chazza goes in very deep after him. Sorry, you were saying silly before I rudely interrupted you again.
No problems at all. I was just saying, like I said prior to the beginning of this race, it's all about which drivers. They may be fast over one lap, or you know, when they're in clear air, but how good are they getting through the traffic? And Goblin's proving right now that he's a lot better at it than...
Yep, we lost you there very slightly, silly. I'll just turn and say that Dorosab took Bert the Shirt round the outside of turn 1. Very clean manoeuvre. Looked like Bert had just braked a little bit early, and Dorosab took the advantage of diving around the outside. So he is currently in the lead of the race. With Goblin, though, Goblin ain't far behind. Have we still got Silly on board, or have we dropped him out completely?
I don't
Can you hear me, boys?
Yeah, there you are, you're back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was just saying that, as I mentioned prior to the beginning of this race, it's not all about being fast over one lap or when you're in clear air, it's how good you are at getting through the traffic, and Goblin's seeming to prove now that he's a lot better at getting through the traffic than Venom is. Yeah,
very true. Welshie's in the pits again. Looks like he may have had another accident, so not the race that Welshie was hoping for. Not in the slightest. Very unlucky for Welshie, to be honest. Craig's still running with half a front wing. He just refuses to pit.
And still above Welshie.
Don't say that too loud, you'll annoy him.
I think Craig will take that, if I'm honest.
I think he will. Look at this absolute grid. Look how close it is. This is fantastic to watch. On board with Goblin right now as he chases down Bert the Shirt, who's chasing down Dorosab, and Goblin's been chased by Chazza, who's been chased by Mr. Brown, with Blandy 1.5 seconds behind him, with Crustos right behind Blandy. And Venom's starting to catch this pack as well. Goblin has to start making progress. He has to get past these drivers and take the lead and get away if he's going to stay ahead of Venom, sorry.
There's a lot of people in between Venom and Goblin at the moment. I think Goblin's got to just focus on his own race rather than worrying about what Venom's doing, and Venom's just literally got to focus on getting past each driver as it comes. Prove that he is a good driver through the pack, not just when he's out alone.
Let's just follow this right now. We have a spinner in sector 2. Who was that went round? Chazza! Oh no, Chazza!
Oh, what a shame.
Chazza's binned it in sector 2. Doesn't look like there's any damage.
Blaine, watching it from this vantage point, do you have any
Say that again,
Got
sorry.
any advice? Watching it from this vantage point, do you have any advice for your teammate? Is there anything you're going to say to him after this race on how he can improve?
Me and Chaz have actually been talking quite a bit through the week about setups and stuff for tomorrow, but obviously we're not going to start talking about that.
Oh no, obviously, yeah.
He just needs to, I think he just needs to calm himself down, recompose himself and get himself back into the race. I think he's trying to push a little too hard on them tyres that he's on because, like we said, he's using old tyres at this point. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
I agree. I think with a cool head and not trying to push so hard, Chazza has got the talent to be there up with yourself playing as one of the top drivers in the series. I think he's just trying too hard.
Yeah, he definitely proved that to me throughout this week and stuff like that. He just needs to calm himself down, just settle into the race, find your own pace, stop trying to stick to other people's, and just race your race.
Yep. I think I just saw F. Brown going round there. It was kind of hard to kind of pick him up on the camera, but I thought he just spun round. He's dropped back to 7th place now. Venom's dropped off as well, though. Have we lost Dorisab?
I'm pretty sure Doro's dropped out, yeah.
I think it might have been more connection based than physical. Yeah, it looks like his connection's dropped. Goblin is chasing Burt for the lead. That Venom dropping off is not helping him as Craig finally pits for a new front wing. Chaz has left the session as well. Maybe a bit of an upset there from Chazza. Maybe think he's kind of upset how the race is going. Has decided that'll be him for this evening as Crustos and Dorisab's AI have a little battle. Crustos up into 3rd.
I tried to get a word from Dorisab, but I couldn't understand what you were saying, sadly.
Any chance you could try and get us a word from Chazza, Silly? Let's see what his point of view is, if he's why he dropped out the race so early.
Yeah, one moment.
Oh, Dorisab is back in. Looks like it was a connection issue just as Blandy gets past the AI, as Dorisab will now take control of that car again. So all is not lost for him. Burt, sure, he's holding his own against Goblin right now. Quite impressed with how Burt's handled himself. Obviously he had a bit of a horrid first race with the disqualification and qualifying, not having the race behind him really. But he's holding his own here, and it looks like he's coming up to the back of Craig.
Paddy, I've managed to get hold of Chazza for you down in the pit lane.
Lovely stuff. How are you doing, Chazza?
Been better.
Been better. I think Craig spun out in the pit lane. Sorry there. And so, explain to us, Chazza, what has been the root cause of you jumping out this evening? Just that mistake?
No. It was well, in the first race, of course, my controllers decided to disconnect turn 3, which then kicked me from 3rd down to I think it's about 7th, 8th. But they also just destroyed my super sauce. And so then I was trying to catch the whole race, got to pit early, which meant I was okay for like the medium of the race, or midway through the race, it was my mediums, because they were fresh mediums compared to everyone else. But then getting to the end of the race, I was looking at 70% mediums, which just killed any pace. And then on that feature race there, it was all going fairly well. And then I don't know what specific turn it is, but I got someone tried going around the outside. I left them, on my screen, I left them plenty of room. They just spam me out.
It's unfortunate. It looked like you were having a good kind of run, especially after the first race. Your control is disconnected. You've had the unlucky run of dropping back a few places there, especially after such a fantastic qualifying. Up at the 3rd position on the grid. So it's unfortunate to see you kind of drop out the second race and not really get out of anything. Do you think you're going to come back into the next race stronger? Do you think this is going to help you improve your F1 drive? I've heard Blaine's obviously been talking very highly about the kind of driver that you are, the performance you put in.
For F1, I don't know how much it will help F1 because of course F1 and F2 cars drive completely differently. So the driving style you have to alter completely, which means I don't know I'll take much away from this session going into it. I'll take away a lot of people's tactics and stuff like that on doing that, how they will get away from me. I'll try and take their tactics.
I was more thinking the whole tyre wear purpose, because that's about the big similarity is Venom goes around the outside of Dorosab there to take 5th position. I'm thinking more the tyre wear, because the tyre wear management here on F2 is kind of critical, if you'll agree on that one. If you don't look after tyres, you're going to have a lot of problems for the second stint of the race. Super softs do not last long in Formula 2 in the slightest. We saw a lot of drivers struggling after lap 2, 3 on those things.
Yeah, no, well, it's because, as I said about when I had that issue with my super softs on the first lap, when after that binned my super softs to like 60% on my front left, I was I had to pick because I knew. Well, actually, no, that's it. No, I don't know if he's caught. So I got a flat tire on my front left.
Yes, we caught that, and we were wondering how you got that. That's a great question. How did you end up with that puncture?
No, because my tyres were like 70. I think they were 80%, but I got time on that track.
Oh wow! So you just wore the tyres out that much that you blew them?
Well, you know, it's because I don't know what happened because it came with like the that black screen that said your controller's disconnected.
Yeah.
But when I resumed, when I unplugged it and replugged it back in, I was sat in that white corner and my tyres were just obliterated.
Because we were thinking here up in the commentary box that you'd hit some kind of debris. Because obviously at this point earlier, I think it was. It might have been Dorosab or Brown that had went a bit wide and collected the wall, and there was bits of wing all over the track at the end of sector 1. We thought you might have picked up some of that and hence why your puncture, but didn't realise that you'd actually blown out your super softs.
Yeah, no. I got away from that crash and I was actually quite happy with it because I was like, yes, it's giving me a good race. Then literally I jinxed it straight into third corner, control disconnects. I don't know what happened, if anyone's got preview of it. But when I came back into the race, my super softs were obliterated, just sat on that white corner turn 3.
Yeah.
Just sat in the middle of it. And the problem is that tyres overheated to hell, so you can't try and resume race pace because you just will not go anywhere, you're just straight. And then by the time I got round it was sector 3, I tried a flat tyre, which you have to take it slow into the pits, which then messed up the whole race. Because then I went on to mediums too early, which meant the mediums had died out before the end of the race. They were like dying by the end of the race.
Yeah.
Which then just caused the pace to also die from the mediums. Luckily I didn't get a flat on them, because they were fairly high percentage at that time.
Yeah. With this game, it's very interesting. Anything above like 60%. 75%. Yeah. You're in puncture territory. Again, that's the kind of what rolls with the F2 cars is managing those tires, not pushing them, not sliding the car, and not sitting in the dirty air with another car for so long because you'll overheat the tires at that point.
Yeah.
So unlucky for you, Chaz. Unfortunately, you were on for a really good result there. As I said, with a great qualifying run. You've proved yourself to be one of the really fast guys in this league. So,
well, in qualifying as such.
In qualifying, that one lap pace it always helps. But better luck for next time.
I think one thing to bear in mind with your F2 experience here is the wheel-to-wheel action as well. That's a massive thing that you can take out of this race. How to improve in that aspect of your driving.
Yeah, I got you. For me at the moment, my biggest thing I want to learn is being quite happy to be behind someone going into a corner and understanding braking, do you know what I mean? Is adapting to their braking style so I don't hit them, do you know what I mean? Don't have to go wide and miss the apex. Stuff like that, which I want to learn on it.
How to brake a little bit earlier and get the better traction out of the corner and that potentially overtake them going into the next one.
I'd say I'm fairly consistent when I get into that, like the couple of laps in. Like on F1, I prefer, because actually the tyres last a bit longer, do you know what I mean? So you can get into that focus zone of it. And when I'm in that focus zone, I can churn out laps, consistent in the times. Just when I'm battling someone, my laps can vary because sometimes I have to miss the apex so I don't hit them, do you know what I mean? So and then you drop back like 9 tenths. So it's really the wheel to wheel, as you said, which I want to try and improve on, which F2 is a good place to start with.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much for talking to us there, Chaz. We'll drop you back down into your room and look forward to seeing you race tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I'll enjoy Hope you guys can keep commentating to a good standard, and I believe you guys can do it.
Thanks very much, Chazza. We appreciate that. Have a good one. So, as we're into our last 2 laps here of the sprint race, Burt the Shirt has a 2.3 second lead over Goblin. Venom has been making his way through the pack quite nicely after his turn 1 incident with Welshie. He's now only 5 seconds behind Crustos, so you know he's not going to be too many points behind Goblin after this event, to be honest. So very much.
One thing I did notice while you was interviewing Chazza there, I saw a replay of the 2 Red Bulls. Oh, they're not Red Bulls. I can't remember what team they're in, but it's the Red Bull reserve team.
Yes.
Yeah, Doris Ab just got out the way for Venom going down the pit straight. So that was a tactical team move.
Ah, I see. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, Doris Ab pulled right over to the pit wall and let Venom go flying by.
Blandy's struggling at the end of this race. 2 laps to go. A lap and a half now. He's been struggling, I think.
Do you want me to grab him for a chat? Or wait till after the race?
We'll wait till after the race. Well, he'll be concentrating now. It looks like his tyres are gone. He's kind of losing out here. Doris Ab's closing the gap on him pretty quick. It's only going to be a matter of corners before we see Blandy dropping down into 6th and having a Carling at 4th and 5th place. Venom's charge is carrying on, but I don't think he's got enough time in him to catch Crustos, who's up in 3rd at the moment. And a rather good turnaround from Crustos after race 1 as well. He's gone from basically the back of the grid sitting in 9th up into 3rd, and fair enough, he's held that 3rd place.
Again, like I said, you know, it's not all about pace. It's about how well you can drive in the traffic.
Doris Ab hitting the wall on the last corner and getting away with damage. Lucky boy, lucky boy. Oh, Goblin is catching Burt the Shirt, but they're on the last lap right now. He's taken a second out of the last lap. Don't think he's got enough in to catch for the win, but I don't think he's going to give him a sweat-free last few corners.
It's going to put the pressure on Burt, and let's see if he can hold on to that and handle that pressure.
Yep, he's driven a great race so far. As Burt, as I said, he had a fantastic qualifying session. He was top of the grid until he had that accident where he hit the final corner. Still set the fastest lap on that lap. Then he drove off into turn 1 and coming back onto the track managed to get disqualified in that process, which meant his pole time meant nothing, unfortunately. So he is a quick driver. He was just unlucky.
He is indeed. We noticed it multiple times in some of the practice sessions that we've been doing. He's come on a long way in a very short period of time, and I expect big things out of him tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun race tomorrow in Bahrain. For all those who are not aware of what's going on, we have Season 1 Race 2 at Bahrain. This will be kicking off at 8 PM GMT, or is it 7 PM? 7 PM, thanks for correcting me. So Burt the Shirt wins Race 2, the sprint, with Goblin in 2nd place. I'm going to go back down to Doro Sab. Let's see if we can catch up with Blandy. So yep, join us at 7 o'clock tomorrow GMT for Race 2. That's going to be a stonker. It'll be the 18 minutes qualifying first, followed by the race. Blaine, you looking for a good result tomorrow?
Yeah, after last weekend's result, to be honest, I'm looking for either a podium or a win. I'll be disappointed with anything less.
Excellent, that's what I like to hear. You're raring to go, you're going to put it out there.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
In the last practice session, I didn't manage to get a fast lap in because I just wanted to see how long the softs had run.
Yep.
But I've actually been told since then that the server settings wasn't set up properly, so I just wasted my time.
Nah, just cut the data in 50%, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm going to say I ran on I think I ran soft.
Well, she's trying to do a late catch up here on the AI ghost of Chaz. I don't think he's going to make it, but unfortunate for Welshie. Started well, racing incident at the start kind of pretty much put him out of contention, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. He's finishing less than a second behind the ghost of Chaz. He's going for it, he's like, I can do it. Nah mate, you can't quite do it. There we go. Sprint race done. Fantastic viewing. Welshie in ninth there. But congratulations to our winner, Bert the Shirt. And Crustos, very rightly, driving the day for this session. Started way back down the grid and ended up in third. So congratulations for the podium finish. And Goblin, lovely little dance moves there from Bert. Goblin on the podium again. This will take him top of the F2 rankings.
Yeah, great drive by Goblin there. Great recovery drive in the reverse grid setting. Finishes a place above, two places above Venom. Like I said, it just goes to show who's better at getting through the field.
That's exactly it. So let me just take some things from that. Lovely stuff. Right, just got all the information that I need for the weekend. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Venom is currently 9 points ahead of Goblin, who leads Mr. Brown by 11 points. Joint with him is Bert the Shirt. We'll go into more detail further on. At the moment, we're going to end it there, ladies and gents. Thanks very much for watching, and definitely come back, join us again tomorrow at 7 o'clock GMT for what will be round 2 of the ORL Season 1 at Bahrain. Looking forward to it, boys. I hope you are too.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much, Blaine, for joining me. It's been a pleasure having you in the commentary box this evening, but it's going to be more of a pleasure watching you on track. And Silly, again, thanks very much for joining me, and glad you could actually make it in the end.
Yeah, my apologies for the technical issues. Hopefully she'll have them sorted by tomorrow.
Lovely stuff. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for watching. Again, big shout out to our new partners at Shadowverse Gaming. Give them a check out, follow the hashtag, check them out on Facebook as well at Shadowverse Gaming. Until tomorrow, take it easy, and thanks again for watching. Good night.
Peace.